Well, I've made a little bit of progress on the carburetor. My brother still hasn't shown up, but my uncle did. And he brought over some carb cleaner. He brought over the good stuff. The stuff they don't make anymore, the old stuff. Stuff that'll burn your hand off, and you gotta wear a hazmat suit to use it, and probably banned in every country except for China by now, but it's the good stuff, both of them. This one's a bit old. A lot of it has dried out because it doesn't make a perfect seal around there, but you can see the pretty pictures, and trust me, it burns if you get a little bit on your hand. Went ahead and I dipped the bowl assembly in here and the Venturi's in there, and started to put her back together. It's not you know, perfectly shiny. You can see that the Venturi's cleaned up real nice, but the body, there's still a little bit of crud in it, nastiness, but not enough to worry me. It's mostly on the secondary side because fuel sat in there. Didn't go anywhere for the longest time, but I got it that far together. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get some more carb cleaner, the spray stuff, so I can go ahead and dip this. I don't want to leave it sit in there for too long, even though it's pretty old stuff. It's still pretty potent. So once I get a couple cans of spray carb cleaner, I'll go ahead, and I don't think I can fit it in the little one, but that one works really good, so I'll probably have to dump the air horn in the big one and leave it sit in there maybe a day, day and a half, because this is older stuff, and spray it off. And then hopefully by then my brother will show up at some point and he can at least watch me put it on the car, because this thing's been sitting here undriven for a long time. I'm getting anxious. Well, my brother came over the other day. I didn't have these parts clean that I've got soaking now, so we really couldn't do anything, but went ahead and I dumped the parts in that I had left to clean, and they've been soaking in there for about a day and a half or so. So hopefully, you know, even though this stuff is old and sludgy and nasty, hopefully it cleans something. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Should really have, you know, gloves, safety glasses, that sort of thing. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some carb cleaner there and see if it got all the goo off it after I spray it down. I have no idea. It still smells bad, so probably cleans good. That is some nasty stuff that you do not want to touch. So I'll go ahead and grab the carb cleaner and spray that off, and we'll see if it cleaned anything. Cans are about 100 years old, so kind of gotta wonder. Well, that actually worked fairly well. I mean, it doesn't look pretty or anything, but you know, this was pretty covered in crap on top at least, and you know, quite a bit of it came off with that dip, even though it's 100 bajillion years old. So yeah, I guess it worked. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the parts out of the little one, which I think works better, and go ahead and spray them off and start putting it back together, I guess. Well, I think that little can of stuff works a bit better. Parts came out a lot cleaner than out of that big tank, but you know, it ain't good enough. I ain't going to a show with it. I just want it to run. So suppose I'll grab these parts up, head over to my my little carb rebuild area, and see if I can't get her back together. Well, it's finally all back together. I was missing a couple of these screws for the top here. Was missing two of them, so I grabbed these Phillips ones, one here and one there, out of this thing, and they were right about the right size. They were right thread pitched. They just had a different head, so I threw them in, and seems to work good. Holds it down good. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back on the car, I suppose, and see if I got everything where I gotta have it, and see if it works. And I guess we'll go from there. finally it's done. I hope. Well, I've got everything hooked up. Put a little bit of gas in it to prime it, but the carb itself is empty, so hopefully I got everything hooked up right, and there's still some gas in the tank that'll come up when she fires. We'll just have to see, I guess. Need to get the choke hooked up, but it works. Well, it ran. I must have done something right. Now we just got to go through it and get it so I can actually run it for a while and fine-tune everything, and should be good to go. Sweet.